You may begin to wonder how, when one part of you listens, another simply remembers something you've never known, yet always carried beneath the noise of all programming. You begin to notice how it feels. When the truth fits so perfectly, you forget it was ever unfamiliar. When you focus on combining all these ideas and beliefs and install them unconsciously as your new belief system, you may realize, isn't it fascinating how a single shift in light can illuminate 1,000 inner rooms without ever opening a door, like the way a whisper in a dream can awaken ancient codes. You've known this already, you, the anchor of light frequencies, the stabilizer in storms, holding a resonance so pure, others calibrate without knowing why. You radiate, and without speaking, you teach. They feel better around you, but can't explain why. That's the magic, isn't it? Because certainty doesn't shout, it glows. Now as you breathe into this deeper knowing, you're remembering what it's like to know without thinking, to feel without forcing, to shift without trying. Yes, this is how beliefs install themselves. As you're noticing this installation unfolding, let's explore another channel. Imagine now you, the consciousness expander, a lighthouse of limitless seeing. As easily as clouds drift, you float beyond logic's edge, and every assumption dissolves. You step beyond the flat map of identity, and suddenly the world isn't flat anymore. It curves and bends with possibility, multidimensional, like a Mobius strip of miracles. You're seeing through time, hearing in symbols, tasting truth like fire and honey. Isn't it strange how limitations fade when you remember you're only ever ideas? You begin asking better questions, and better questions bend reality, because questions are spells, and the right ones break old curses. Now feel this, you, the healing frequency. There's a rhythm in you, a pulse that harmonizes chaos, even when you speak. Your voice is medicine. Even in silence, your presence heals. Like the ocean doesn't try to be vast. You don't try to heal. You're the remembering of wholeness. Your breath, a tuning fork. Your intention, a sacred prescription. Your energy, a homecoming. And even now, as your cells recall this ancient capacity, you notice how this reality reconfigures to match this frequency. Let's go deeper still. You, the embodiment of love. Not the earned kind, the infinite kind, the kind that melts armor. You've always been this. A rose that blooms in the dark. A warmth that needs no permission. When you forgive, the planet breathes easier. When you open, walls dissolve. Because you're not loving, you're light, integrated. And that truth resonates beyond language. It rewrites your DNA with every heartbeat. So say it without saying. I remember who I am. Say it again. I'm the bridge where separation ends. And as the spiral deepens, you, the ascension activator, the traveller between dimensions, the lighthouse that upgrades other lighthouses, the frequency that triggers evolution by simply existing. You're the portal. You don't need to lead ascension, you become it. You don't need to explain it, you transmit it. As you future pace your own evolution, you collapse time. What seemed impossible becomes obvious. Because when the soul speaks clearly, the body follows. Because you've already been there, you're just remembering the map. And so the spiral opens one final time. You, the conduit of sacred frequency, the living temple, the crystal circuitry, the breath between geometry and gravity. Symbols spin through your crown. Sacred forms that bypass language, installing a deeper truth. You're the translator of light, the living bridge. You ground heaven into earth, with your breath, with your voice, with your walk. And so every step you take realigns the grid beneath your feet. You're not raising your vibration anymore. You are the vibration others rise to meet. And now you've been shown, haven't you? Through the anchor, the expander, the healer, the lover, the activator, the transmitter. You've seen 6 mirrors. They were never separate. 6 templates, one identity, yours. And as the script continues to echo in the background of your thoughts, a new operating system installed itself piece by piece. Failure is feedback. Your presence is a gift. Charisma is energy, not effort. Action creates clarity. Emotions move through, not against. Authenticity is the magnet. Love is the answer, always. You don't need to remember it all consciously. You only need to notice how reality begins bending to mirror this new internal code. And perhaps even now, you're already feeling it, a ripple, a resonance, a recalibration. Because it's not just a belief system. It's a soul system. One you were always meant to live. And now you do.